Hey guys, I'm back with another video. It's your drama, not my drama, and we got some drama today. So I want to talk about the head coach of Michigan, who everyone is talking about, who has apparently risked it all for some ass, y'all. I mean, really, I never really understand how someone could put billions, millions, their family, their livelihood on the line for cat. I don't. But let's check this video out.
Hey guys, there's been a lot of drama and there are some updates regarding the firing of the head Michigan football coach. After this coach was fired, he allegedly participated in an assault involving a knife, and new details about that are coming out. So Michigan head coach Sherrone Moore was recently dismissed by the college over an alleged affair. According to reports, Sherrone, pictured here on the right with his wife, is a 39-year-old married father of 3. He was arrested over an alleged assault that was after he was fired over the alleged affair. Now, according to reports, the alleged assault took place at an apartment that belonged to Sherrone's former executive assistant at the college. His former assistant who owned the Ann Arbor apartment is reportedly 32-year-old Paige Shiver. A 911 call was made that day claiming that Sherrone had attacked a woman and that he was suicidal after he lost his $30 million job. Police dispatch audio noted that a woman who was not identified at the time claimed that Sherrone had attacked her and that he had been stalking her for several months. The dispatcher was also heard saying that he had threatened the woman with a knife. That was before he dropped the weapon and then fled from the scene. The audio further revealed, as I said, that Sherrone was suicidal over his job, and his wife Kelly reportedly confirmed that. Reportedly, the 911 call was made from Paige's Ann Arbor address. She's pictured here on the left. That's his former assistant. And that's according to public records. But it's not 100% known just yet if the woman he attacked was Paige. But I mean, I think we can put 2 and 2 together. I could be wrong though. It was further said that after the attack, Sherrone fled the scene in a black Tahoe. And that was before authorities eventually found him and took him into custody about an hour later. They reportedly found him at the Well Church. Now, earlier that same day on Wednesday, December 10th, Sherrone was fired, as you probably already heard, and that was as Michigan's head football coach. Reporters noted that this was due to an alleged affair he had with a staffer, even though that employee had not publicly been identified yet. And I still don't think they've identified the employee. The college said in a statement that they found evidence of an inappropriate relationship between him and a staff member of the university. They said that his conduct was a clear violation of the university's policy and that they maintain zero tolerance for behavior like this. Within hours of being fired, he was taken into custody and booked into the county jail. And that was after he lost his job that reportedly paid $6 million a year. Now, according to reports, Michigan had been notified before yesterday on Wednesday that Sherrone was having some mental health issues. That was before he was fired as head coach. ESPN reported that the situation with him had been brewing or kind of going on under the radar at Michigan for the past several weeks after he allegedly started to act kind of strange behind the scenes. It was said there had been a lot of uneasiness and that he had just been acting really odd and doing things like berating his assistant coaches and just not acting normal at all. The county prosecutor's office said he remains behind bars today on Thursday, December 11th. At least the last I heard, he did. We likely won't know his charges until he is arraigned. He reportedly will be back in court tomorrow on Friday, December 12th. According to reports, Michigan will not have to pay him his buyout clause. So those are the updates into this story. I know we had likely all heard that he was fired, but I wanted to give y'all the details about the arrest and the alleged assault. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this, and for more true crime, be sure to follow and subscribe if you're on YouTube.
So you guys just heard that. So dude is totally crashing out because he has ruined his life. And he can't just want to go alone. He want to take everybody down with him. No, sir. That was you and your peen, your community peen, that caused the situation. And you thought you could get away with it. And it's because they let you for a while, but the chickens have come home to roost. No pun intended. Let's check this article out. This is from the Detroit Free Press, and it was published today, December 12th, 2025, and it's talking about his arraignment. So Sherrone Moore's arraignment, what we're hearing on fired Michigan coach. The news keeps coming 2 days after firing and detainment of Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore, and now Washtenaw County says it has received information a complaint will be filed by the prosecution's office. Moore, who was fired Wednesday, December 10th over an inappropriate relationship with a staff member and later detained by police in an assault investigation, remains in Washtenaw County Jail as of Friday, which is today. The Pittsfield Police Department indicted Thursday that indicated Thursday that Moore is expected to appear in court for arraignment later Friday. Interim Michigan President Domenico Grasso sent a message to students and faculty members Thursday with an update on Moore's firing, saying the investigation is ongoing and asked for anyone with more information to share it to the compliance hotline. Dang, they really diming him out. Complaint filed in Washtenaw County for Sherrone Moore. Friday, just before noon, Washtenaw County court officials said they have received information that a complaint will be filed by Washtenaw County Prosecutor's Office pertaining to Moore's case. It is anticipated Moore will be arraigned sometime around 1 p.m. So that's any moment now, okay? So the question is, how long can Sherrone Moore be held without an arraignment? The clock is ticking on charges to be filed against fired Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore, though Friday isn't necessarily the final deadline. Although law enforcement told media they anticipate Moore will have a court hearing Friday, December 12th, 72 hours is typically the longest one is held in criminal cases without charges, said John Freeman, a Bloomfield Hills criminal defense lawyer. Due process requires an individual who is taken into custody be promptly brought without unnecessary delay before a judge. That generally is interpreted as being anywhere from 48 to 72 hours, depending on the circumstances, Freeman said in a phone interview. Freeman said most larger jurisdictions, such as Ann Arbor, have judges who can conduct initial criminal hearings on the weekend. So the 48 to 72 hour clock will not pause outside of normal business hours. So Scott Grable, an Ann Arbor criminal defense lawyer, said holding someone for the full 72 hours isn't the norm, but it does happen. He thinks prosecutors will make a decision Friday, though. A potential afternoon arraignment for Sherrone Moore. The sheriff at the 14A1 District Court says arraignments will not begin this afternoon until 1 p.m., the usual time. That, of course, includes Sherrone Moore, although there still does not appear to be any paperwork filed or any information in the Washtenaw County system. It is not yet clear if it will be a video arraignment or in person, but the expectation is it will be on video. Still no word on Sherrone Moore hearing or charges. As of 7 a.m. Friday, December 12th, the online court system Washtenaw County uses to track cases does not contain any information about a possible hearing or charges involving Moore. However, the Pittsfield Township Police Department said in a statement on Thursday, December 11th, that they expect Moore to appear in court on Friday. According to a Wednesday report from NBC's Nicole Auerbach, Michigan has been made aware before Wednesday that Moore was dealing with mental health issues. I remember when I was in school doing clinicals, and we were on the psychiatric hospital, and I remember this one guy was depressed, and it turns out he was depressed because he got found out for cheating. And I just remember thinking, like, yeah, okay. So are these mental health issues that Sherrone Moore has something that's been ongoing, or is it now that his life has gone up in flames? Despite that, according to Auerbach's report, Michigan Athletic Director Ward Manuel fired him alone without a human resources representative or any security in the room. Later that evening, Moore was detained by Saline police and eventually arrested and booked at the Washtenaw County Jail for an assault investigation. So you could have just been fired for the affair and the inappropriate situations, but then you had to go in the assault situation. Michigan football loses its first player since Moore firing. The roster fallout has begun for Michigan football. Matt Ludwig, a four-star tight end from Montana, has been granted a release from his signed National Letter of Intent. Program spokesman Dave Abloff confirmed to the Detroit Free Press. The 6'4", 220-pound athlete out of Billings West, Montana, was seen as the number one player in Montana, number 12 tight end in the country, and top 250 recruit in the class of 2026, according to the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings. Michigan Athletic Director Ward Manuel not fired despite reports. News started to spread that Michigan Athletic Director Ward Manuel had been fired from his role after Barstool Sports founder and Michigan alum Dave Portnoy posted on X that he had been let go on Thursday afternoon. This is not the case, according to Yahoo Sports. Dellinger reports that Michigan board members and other officials from the university held a meeting Thursday to discuss the Sherrone Moore situation as the former coach sits in jail awaiting potential charges. As Michigan tries to navigate this messy situation, honey, Manuel is staying on in his role as athletic director as the Wolverines start to look for their next football coach, according to Dellinger. Moore is far from the first scandal under Manuel's leadership. The list is lengthy. Ugh. Back in 2020, star Michigan point guard Xavier Simpson crashed a car that was registered to Manuel's wife. Jawan Howard was suspended after fighting with a Wisconsin basketball assistant, Jim Harbaugh, and Sherrone Moore were suspended. Dang, it's just rampant. So for now, it appears Manuel is staying on. Interim Michigan president asked for Sherrone Moore info in message to students and faculty. It's been a chaotic day for not just Michigan athletic department, but also for those who work for the university and the students who go there. It's been pretty much a constant stream of information ever since the news broke that Moore was being fired on Wednesday afternoon. Guys, this is what the message said. Dear colleagues and students, earlier this week, the Department of Intercollegiate Athletics dismissed head football coach Sherrone Moore with cause for violating university policy by engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. When the findings of a university investigation into Coach Moore's behavior were presented on Wednesday, we immediately terminated his employment. There's absolutely no tolerance for this conduct at the University of Michigan, none. I have been in close communication with the Board of Regents, and we are united in committing to doing what is right. This breach of trust by Coach Moore is painful for many in our community. First and foremost, the individuals directly involved in the situation. Yet our swift and decisive action reflects the university's staunch commitment to a campus culture of respect, integrity, and accountability. All of the facts here must be known, so the university's investigation will continue. I encourage anyone with information about this matter to confidentially contact, and the email address is there. And it goes on. So this is super messy. But, the thing that struck me when I first heard about this is how men will blow up their entire lives for, poussoir. I just don't get it. Like, if you were to sit and ask him today, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Like, is hindsight 2020 for these types of situations? I don't know, because it keeps happening and happening. And here we are, like, people keep doing it, right? So you guys, let me know what you think about this. Have you heard about it? What are your thoughts on it? Why do you think men risk it all for just some booty? All right, like, comment, share, and follow. Your drama, not my drama. Remember to stay drama free, and I'll see you in the next one.